Welcome to LUTV News InFocus, where we feature interesting topics on campus, in the community, and in the world of culture. I am Stephanie Adeniji. Roxanne Acosta-Hellberg is Jefferson's county clerk. She began her term in January of 2023, and she is here today to discuss voting, the polling station at Lamar, her background, and what her job entails. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It is my pleasure to sit here with you and your team and to definitely entertain y'all for the next few minutes on what our office does and how it impacts your life every day.
Of course. I found out that you started out in health administration. So how did you go about the decision to, run for Jefferson County Clerk?
I didn't. It was thrown upon me by the man upstairs, is what I have to say. I had no plans of pursuing this position as county clerk, and certainly we had not agreed upon it. It came about by some local leaders who approached me, and I, like many others, were like, what is a county clerk, and why would I want to do that? Especially as, the elections at that time were pretty difficult to handle. And so the more that I pondered the idea, as I was asked to do, and consider me pursuing, the more that it gnawed at me and yes came out. So.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your job as Jefferson's County Clerk.
So it was a big learning curve because my background was in healthcare administration and then running our own company for years. I made sure to prepare myself when I took office. So I spent time with many of our surrounding county clerks and learn, the overall, the general practice. But it's like anything else. Until you're in it, you really don't understand the full perspective of the role. One of the things that we are in charge of is your records, and a lot of the records are kept there for any real estate transactions, your marriage licenses. We have some birth and death certificates up until 1966. A lot of historical documents, the commissioner's courts minutes that are conducted on every Tuesday. Prior to that, I don't recall the schedule then. And then, of course, the court side on some criminal, mainly civil and miscellaneous court functions. It's a lot. And elections. Everybody's hot over the elections. That's another task under my roof.
Speaking of records, I understand that it is your office's goal to, provide the citizens access to resources from county records to legal information. So how can they gain access to that kind of information? Do they have to book an appointment ahead of time, or can they just walk in and request it?
So great question that you ask. We are currently evaluating, actually have selected a new vendor who's going to allow us to do on cloud, all cloud-based services. So you are able to pull documents now by going on our website, and if you needed a copy of your deed or anything of that sort, you're able to view those and pull documents. This will be cloud-based, and so everything will be at your fingertips from wherever you're at.
Okay. We're going to branch off a little bit to voting. So tell me about the polling station at Lamar. Like, how can students gain access to that in order to vote?
Well, first you want to make sure you're registered to vote in the area, in the county. And we host it at, I believe it's held at the Montaigne Center. And so, it's open, election day, the longest day that we have. And yet we still get very little participation. Early voting starts tomorrow, and we have 11 locations throughout the county, and they're all on our website, jeffersonelections.com, and all their designated times. But you have a lot of opportunity to show up and push the button. That's one of my messages, is make sure that you cash in on that vote, because these elections are costly. People don't realize how much effort and time are put into them, and a lot of commitment.
Okay, and in what ways can we encourage students to vote?
I would certainly push the message of not just showing up to push the button, but educate yourself. There are many people out pursuing these elected positions for whatever reasons. You want to find the individual that's doing them for the right reason. And it's hard to tell because, your life right now is focused on a lot of different factors versus mine and my position, my role, my age. But take the time to pay attention, especially if you live here. Even if you're visiting here for a few years, you know, you have an opportunity to have your voice heard, but be smart about it. That was my main focus when I was campaigning. It's like I'm looking for smart voters, people that are actually thinking about what they want and are ready to receive what they deserve. You deserve to be served well. You deserve to receive great product, great service. So you can't get it from somebody who's just wanting a title. Can't do it.
Okay, how often have you found people, when they come to vote, they're not properly, you know, informed on who they're voting for? Do you just want to vote to say, oh, I voted at this election?
Sadly, a lot. I see where a lot of individuals are handed pre-filled sample ballots, where people are just told how to vote. And it's made, assumptions are made on individuals on how they should vote. So sadly, it happens quite a bit.
Okay. Coming back to you, so you haven't been in this position very long, but I can already tell that you know you're doing good things. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Like I mentioned, I didn't see myself here at all at this period of my life. So for me to sit here and dictate, I've already learned that would be pretty foolish for me to do. So I just, you know, I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now, and I feel like I'm in the right place to help serve our community and fulfill and take us to the next level. So until the big guy upstairs says that I'm done, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you for watching LUTV News in Focus. To see more content from LUTV News, follow us on X and like us on Facebook.